Let's talk about the Strange and Unusual palette from Bella Beaute Bar. They have previously released this palette, but they relaunched it with magnetic pans as well as slight tweaks to some of the shades. And I'm so excited that they re-released it because there is a new Beetlejuice movie that just came out, which I'm really excited to see. So I wanted to buy this palette and do a video on it because I love Bella Beaute Bar, and I do have an affiliate code with the brand, which I will put up on the screen in case you're interested in this palette or anything else on their website. And thank you so much for using my code. So let's take a look at the palette. We do, of course, have a Beetlejuice cover on there, and I love that it's really simple on just the all black packaging. And then on the inside, this is the color story. There are more shimmers than there are mattes, and none of the shimmers feel squishy. Some of them feel a little bit thicker to the touch, but nothing like too concerning. None of these are like overly squishy. And I'm going to be showing you detailed swatches of each of the shimmer shades, as well as comparison swatches including other Bella Beaute Bar palettes, to help you make a decision if you are considering getting this palette. And then I'm going to be showing you these two looks that I'm wearing right now, so let's get right into it. Delia is a semi-sheer bright purple straight on with a little bit of like a slightly washed out denim base to it. It's not very prominent, but you could definitely get it to be a bit more opaque, and it shifts to a goldish yellow on a harsh angle. Juno is a smooth shimmer shade. I don't really see a shift in there, but it is pretty dimensional. It's a tangerine shade. I feel like it's a little bit gold flashing straight on, and then on the angle is where you see more of that like fiery orange. Sandworm is an iridescent smooth multichrome. It has a green flash straight on, and it shifts to blue to purple. Afterlife is such a dimensional multichrome. There's so much going on. So I see peach kind of straight on with a little bit of a purple base, especially kind of on an angle there. And this one, it shifts to green to blue all the way to purple. Such a dimensional shade, very smooth. Lost Souls is such an interesting orange flash straight on with a chartreuse base to it, and it shifts to a lime green. Such an interesting shade. The way it looks in the pan, I definitely was not expecting it to look like that swatched out, but I love it. I think it's perfect in here. And this one is also very smooth, though maybe slightly textured in the pan, but completely smooths out. Witch Doctor is a orangey red. It's definitely not a true red. It also doesn't have a dark base to it, but it is an opaque shadow. And this one has a smooth texture. And it does shift just maybe a tiny bit. I see a little bit of gold. Miss Argentina is a blue shadow. This one has just a little bit of texture to it as well. And it has an aqua flash straight on. Bio Exorcist is a black base multichrome, and it is blue straight on with a shift to purple and all the way to a bronze. Kind of like really on a harsh angle. And it's super smooth, very foiled metallic, like liquid chrome. Tombstone is a very dark plum purple with a black base to it, and this one shifts to a bronze, just really on a harsh angle with the lighting. And this one is a little bit texture, but completely smooths out. For the first look, I really want to use a Beetlejuice and Lost Souls together. Just really give me the Beetlejuice vibe. Picked up Beetlejuice and I'm going to put that on the outer corner first. And just blend it out. Just going to put on a little bit more down here. And I'm going to be deepening this up afterwards. But just laying this down first. Going with a little bit more here. And really just focusing on blending it out there. And I'm taking Recently Deceased. I wiped off the same brush. And I'm just going to pop that on the inner lid here. Inner crease. And it's definitely like a almost neon type of shade. So it's really more of a pack and blend versus swiping motions or circular motions kind of shade. But it's pretty vibrant. I'm gonna just take it a little bit more in here, just packing it on. I'm taking Atom, and I'm just gonna put that out here, just to smoke it out just a tad bit. And a little bit underneath my lower lash line. I'm just kind of packing it on. And I'm gonna go back to this brush and just use circular motions to blend that into the Beetlejuice shade. And I'm just going back in with a little bit more. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Beetlejuice and just blend it, mesh it together. And then I'm gonna take Lost Souls. I'm just gonna use my pinky. Ooh, look at that shift. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And it's gonna go basically all over the lid. I'm gonna leave just like a little bit of a space in the innermost crease. And I'm just kind of blending it into this outer corner. Picked up Sandworm and I misted my brush, and that's gonna go right in here. And I'm gonna do the little swoop up here, just highlight that section. And that went down super, super easily. Look at that, so pretty. Here's your first finished look. The second look, I'm gonna take Beetlejuice, the other one, the way you pronounce it, not the other one. That's actually really interesting because I'm pretty sure you would still pronounce it the same in English. Anyways, I'm gonna put that on the outer corner of my lid, kind of on the lid, and then I'm gonna slowly start to blend it out once I have it kind of packed on an angle. I'm gonna wipe off the brush so that I don't have too much product on, and I'm really just blending what's already on my lid, and I'm gonna bring it underneath my lower lash line as well, and I'm just blending it out, feathering it out. Definitely stuck down a little bit in certain areas more than others, so I'm just gonna go back in and kind of pop it right in here. And for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush and just blending that in there, and then blending it inwards. But it could be the primer. I did prime with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer, and that one stays pretty tacky. And so I'm just gonna go over the edges with some setting powder. So then on the inner portion, I'm gonna go in with Lydia, and I wanna go pretty light-handed. I'm a little afraid of it staining, and I'm gonna be filming more looks after this, so I don't really want it to stain too much. So I'm just gonna put that in here. Just lightly. It's definitely very pigmented. And blend it super nicely. Picked up Witch Doctor, and I misted my brush afterwards. I'm gonna put that on the lid. And then I really want to try Afterlife on the inner corner. And it's either going to look really cool, a little bit in between, or it's going to look really bad. Taking this pencil brush again, this one's from Refer, this is the 03. I'm going to pick up Afterlife, and I'm going to mist it with my brush once I picked it up. Oh, let's just see how this comes out, because this could really be weird or not. Okay, it's kind of orangey now that it's on the red, so that's cool. And I'm just going to bring it up again. Kind of like similar vibes as the other look, And I'm just gonna bring it up here, a little swoopity swoop. And just blending it out into the red. Interesting how different that looks over the red. It's actually really cool. This is what the shade looks like picked up on my finger, and this is what it looks like on top of the red. Super, super fun. And here's the finished look. So this is a first impression on the palette. I haven't used all the shades. I did use most of the mattes between the two looks, but I did not use Barbara. I do wish there was maybe one more matte at least, or maybe even two. I do really like the variety of the shimmers in here. I love that there's an iridescent shade for the inner corner highlight, or just a layer over the mattes. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, none of the shimmers are squishy. Some of them are just maybe slightly, ever so slightly more textured and a little bit more kind of like thicker feeling. So the smoothest shades in here are Juno and Witch Doctor for sure, as well as Bio Exorcist, especially Bio Exorcist. This one is like a really, really molten chrome, kind of multi-chrome shade. And then Sandworm maybe has just a little bit of like kind of pieciness to it, so it's not necessarily like chunky, and it does apply really, really smooth. All of the shimmers do apply really smooth, which I also really love that. So I definitely want to create a lot more looks. I also want to do my own BYOP of a Beetlejuice themed palette, so let me know if you would be interested in that, if you want like a YouTube video on it, or if you just want like a static post on Instagram. Of course, I'm really happy to see that these are magnetic pans now, so you can create your own BYOPs between all the different Bella Beaute bar palettes as well as your single eyeshadows. So let me know in the comments below if you pick this palette up and what you think of it. I would love to hear your thoughts, and that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.